Alright, apologies for that interruption. I'm continuing. Uh, and I guess while I was gone, just played out the different possibilities for potentially switching for any of the Tyranitar sets that it could have been, but none of them really make any sense. Uh, I'm not going to take Dodrio. I'm not going to take Moltres. So we're sticking with the team. It was no type total preparation. I was going to go ahead and check what the most likely sets are. This Clefable. And it's like stuff with a lot of like setup moves, which sort of makes sense. Okay. Cool. So let's go ahead. I'm not going to swap. What do we got? Claydol. Alright. I would assume, yeah, it makes sense that this is overwhelmingly likely to be Claydol 2, which can be pretty annoying. I will see what my best move is here. Obviously, I'm not going to switch into Raikou. I think my move is either to use Surf or to switch into Heracross and see if I can. I probably would one-shot with Megahorn. I don't know if I would if it used like not Calm Mind, Cosmic Power. So let's look first at Claydol. Alright, so this is a 2-hit KO. And if it like Cosmic Powered or something. Defense, special defense. It's still a 2-hit KO. Because 44 plus 65, yeah. Even with leftovers recovery. Leftovers recovery is 16%? Or no, it's 8%. Right, it's 1 over 16. 6%. So that'd be 65. Yeah, no, I'm two-shotting no matter what. Okay, and then if I swapped to Heracross. Oh, wow. That's still not even a one-hit KO. That's kind of shocking. I guess this is the worst Heracross. It doesn't have an insane attack stat like the others. Okay, then I feel, and yeah, I can't attract. I wouldn't want to set up on it with bulk up. I think this is a pretty clear Surf. Double team, okay. So, I gotta just hope I hit. It is indeed Claydol 2. Alright, we gotta just hope we hit here. There's not much more to it than that. Nope. Alright. Did more damage than I thought it would, honestly. Again. Damn. Okay, finally. Well, that was some bad luck there. Let's see what we got. Mischievous. Okay. Okay, it's either 4-1. 1 is very annoying. 4 is also annoying. Neither one of them are like scary, but they're just like they've got a lot of shenanigans. If I look at so that's a 2-hit KO, right? There's no scenario where it's one-shotting me, right? I've got 177. No, it can't one-shot me, barring a crit. And then I 2-shot it. Do I outspeed? No, I don't. That's unfortunate. Because then, if I did, I could bite or something. Hope for a flinch. Okay. And then if this is Mistress 1, and then I have to play around Destiny Bond, which, to look up how Destiny Bond works. Alright, if user HP is over 70%, it has basically no chance of doing it. Okay, I see. So yeah, if it is 4, it's guaranteed to Thunderbolt turn 1, pretty much. If it's 1, how does Pain Split work? Target's HP is under 80. If the target, if the user's HP. Do I outspeed Mistress 1? Yeah, I do. So user is going to move after the target. If the user's HP is over 6. Alright, so it would be this line of logic. So it wouldn't use Pain Split. What item do I have? Bright Powder. Okay. Does Pain Split bypass a substitute? No, it does not. Okay. That was good to know if I wanted to switch to Raikou. I don't think there's really a world in which I want to switch to Heracross. But it's basically either Surf, or you could make the argument for Bite. If it's 1, then I could get the flinch. But then that doesn't guarantee me the KO. Right, 46, 53, it's very close. Odds that it's that much of a low roll both times, very low. It's more likely to be 4. So it's going to outspeed me if it's 4. Let's forget about 1 for a sec. 4, it's going to outspeed me, and unless it crits or paralyzes me, I'll get off a Surf, and then it will kill me next turn with probably Thunderbolt. And then I would probably send out Raikou, which, do I even outspeed it? Yeah, by 1 point. Alright, that's good. So then I would take it out with Thunderbolt the next turn, and I wouldn't have to worry about Destiny Bond, which is huge. If it's 1, I just think 1 is not that scary, and I could play around it in a lot of different ways, even though it is annoying with Pain Split and Thunderwave and Confuse Ray. I think 4 is really the one that's a bit more of a concern, and I think I have a way to play through it, which is Surf. Unfortunately, it KOs Suicune. And then, I mean, is there an argument for Ice Beam just for the chance that it freezes? Probably not. I mean, if it's Raikou 6, 31, maybe there is. What item does this have? No, there isn't much point because Lumberry. So, yeah, I think it's just a Surf. It's unfortunate. If I had perfect IVs, I would outspeed, and I would 1v1 this thing, but I do not. Okay, I'm going to Surf. Oh, alright, this is Mischievous 1. And T-Waves. Okay. Alright, now I need to, unfortunately, delve into the logic of Pain Split. Alright, so at least we know it's 1 now, which is not as concerning. So it's obviously not going to T-Wave again. It could Confuse Ray, which, what is the logic on that? Target's HP is over 70%, no scoring change and terminate. Is wanting continue. My HP is over 51%. Alright, so there's basically a 50% chance it scores -1 on Confuse Ray. It's not going to use T-Wave. Shadow Ball is just a normal attack, so that's going to be scored at 0. And then Pain Split, which I already had over here somewhere. And Destiny Bond I don't need to worry about. So, if the target's HP is under... Oh, okay, well it is. Right, so is it just going to never use Pain Split? Yeah, it's not. Alright, sweet. So it's almost definitely going to use Confuse Ray or Shadow Ball. And I think the move is just to Surf and hope I hit through one of those two. Alright, Shadow Balls. Oh, it's crit. Alright, but I take it out with Surf. What do we got in the back? We got an Armaldo. Okay, guaranteed to be Armaldo 3. I one-shot with Surf, but it's going to see a kill with both Earthquake and Rock Slide, and it will kill me. Alright, there's no world. I'm paralyzed, so it outspeeds, yeah. Even though it is really slow. Okay. So now it's a question of which one am I going to switch into. And I think the answer is probably Raikou. Let's look at what they both can do. That's a 2-hit KO. It has Quick Claw, doesn't it? Yes. So it would use Earthquake or Swords Dance, and then it has a 1 in 5 chance of... Could Substitute be the move there? Like, I could go Substitute... No, but it would just take out the Substitute. So yeah, that would be a 1 in 5 chance that it KOs Raikou. And then say it Swords Dance, because that's worst case scenario, is it Swords Dances and then gets a Quick Claw hit pop. And then I send in Heracross. And then if I'm playing like an Earthquake, it can almost KO me with Rock Slide. Yeah, I would have to use Mega Horn, which could miss. Can I attract? No. I can bulk up on it. I am leaving myself open to a crit if I do that. But I could switch into Heracross, bulk up twice, and then kill it with Mega Horn. Or bulk up once and then kill it with 2 Earthquakes. Wow, actually, that doesn't even 2-hit. KO guaranteed. It seems like it doesn't make a huge difference which order I go in. It's just I would have to get extremely unlucky to not win, and we just gotta hope I don't get extremely unlucky. Swords Dances. So Quick Claw Earthquake really is not good. Alright, cool. Whew. Alright, so that made me sweat a little bit. I'm gonna go ahead and assume I'm not swapping either of these two, or either of these, any of these. Cool. poison type. Okay. Most likely opponents. Nidoqueen, Muk, Nidoking. Okay. Cool. I am not going to swap. So that's scary. I guess if I didn't have Suicune out. So we know the two in the back have to be poisons. I mean, the move here is pretty obvious. Almost no matter what, it's to Ice Beam. It's a question of, am I guaranteed a one-shot with Ice Beam on, like, every Salamence? Seems the answer is yes. Alright, yeah, they all have the same, like, defensive stats, basically. So most of these, I guess, well, a lot of the fast ones are the most likely ones, so there's a decent chance that it goes first. And what could happen if it goes first? Not a whole lot. Like, it could flinch me with Rock Slide or something. It can attract me. It could... Nah, but that would just kill it if it was this one. There's really not a whole lot to be concerned about here. I guess this one could do Swagger shenanigans. But yeah, I think probably the biggest one I would be concerned about is Salamence 1 and getting like a Rock Slide flinch. Like if it was Salamence 1 gets a Rock Slide, it's still a 4-hit KO. Like, it's not going to flinch me that many times. Hopefully not anyway. This is pretty clear, just Ice Beam. Alright, cool, I go first. Okay, so we know that this was not 1, 8, 7, or 2. So it was 7, 6, 4, 5. Okay, Vileplume. A whole lot of information about which one this is. If it's 4, do I have any concern about Sunny Day Solar Beam? I guess let's see. It does one-shot me with Solar Beam, which is a little surprising, honestly. And I do not one-shot with Ice Beam. And it has Chlorophyll. How much does Chlorophyll up its attack? Does it just double it? Tough to spell Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll. Yeah, it doubles it. So, yeah, even with Sunny Day, it's not outspeeding me to use Solar Beam. So that's actually not a concern. It could Sludge Bomb me, but that's not a huge deal. It could Giga Drain if it's Vileplume 2 or 3. I guess let's look at 3 for a quick sec. Yeah, Giga Drain does decent damage. But I would still 2-hit KO. Yeah, I'm just gonna Ice Beam. Pedal down. Alright, so this is Vileplume 1. Alright, and I will just go ahead and take that out with Ice Beam. And Tentacruel. Okay. Most likely to be 2. Unfortunately, don't have a whole lot against Tentacruel with Suicune. Let's look at Tentacruel 2. I feel like maybe I should just bite, just for the chance at a flinch. Like, yeah, I could swap into something, but I don't really see the benefit in giving up a turn to do that, considering this is his last Pokemon. I'll bite, see if I can get a flinch. Cool. Alright, leftovers, so this is Tentacruel 2, yeah. Yes. Okay. It can Giga Drain me and do pretty solid damage, and it's gonna recover like basically any damage I do to it. But it's also like, if I swap, I'm just gonna let it do what it's gonna do, and maybe it'll take me out, and at which point I can just swap into Raikou or Heracross and probably one-shot it. Like, just... Yeah, Raikou's actually 2-shot. What about Heracross? Also 2-shot. Okay, good to know, I suppose. Toxic, okay. Okay, so that's about 2/3 health. Which one does more damage, I guess? Oh, I have this as 3. Nah, I make that mistake a lot. Sometimes it's led to bad outcomes. Okay, 76 to 90 versus... Alright. Yeah, I'll just send in Raikou and take it out. There's like a tiny chance I could live this, if it's a very low roll. Alright, cool. Alright, on to Noland. Let's double check. I don't want to take any of these Salamances, but I'd assume not. We've got 6. And the other 2 are Vileplume 1 and Tentacruel 2. No, not by a long shot. Salamence 7. Also no. I do think Salamence 4 is pretty good. Like, that's maybe the... it's not the best Salamence, but it is very good. But it doesn't like it. Well, it actually might be the best Salamence, and then Salamence 5. Yeah, alright, we're going to stick with the team as it is, and this is what? Battle number 5 against Noland, which is pretty crazy. I've never beaten him 3 times before this run. Let's do it. And let's just put that down there. And we'll tell it that this is Noland. Kangaskhan. Okay. That is a pretty scary mon. And it's just going to be 25% chance of each of these. Especially if it's 4. I mean, 4 is very, very scary. I wonder if my leadoff move should be Reflect. First of all, it's 2 out of 5. 2 out of 50% chance it outspeeds me. And actually, well, if it uses Fake Out, it'll use that first too. But I think, considering, like, Kangaskhan 3 is not anything to worry about. It's 4, and to a lesser extent 2, that are concerning. It's really, 4 is by far the scariest. Let's look at 4. Surprised Aerial Ace doesn't one-shot Heracross. Can I attract? Yeah, I could if I really needed to, but that's a gamble. Okay, so then we're going to do Suicune 4 with 3 IVs. So it's going to Mega Kick, and it would outspeed. So if I reflected, if I put a Reflect up, Mega Kick, it would take 2 more Mega Kicks to KO me. Yeah, guaranteed it. But Surf, unfortunately, is a 3-hit KO, not a 2-hit KO. At that point, I'm just hoping that it misses a Mega Kick or 2. But, I mean, I think that that's probably my safest play, especially if it does KO Suicune, at least I have the Reflect up for another 3 turns. I could do some, set up stuff with Raikou or Heracross. Right, if I sent in Raikou 6 with a Reflect up, 31, then, yeah, I could do some, like, Calm Mind Rest stuff, or I could send in Heracross 2 with a Reflect up. I could bulk up, I could attract, I could do a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I think my play is first Reflect and see what it does. Hopefully it's not 4. Alright, it's 1. That's okay. That's pretty good. Okay, let's switch this over to 1. And Suicune 4. We do not have the Reflect up now. So it's going to almost guarantee Dizzy Punch. It does not outspeed me. I think this is also a pretty clear Reflect. I wonder if it's like a Reflect and then set up with Raikou. With a Reflect up, it doesn't do a whole lot to me. I could get behind a Substitute, run some Calm Minds. The worst thing it can do to me is confuse me with Dizzy Punch, I guess. What is Dizzy Punch's odds of confusing? 20%. Especially if I'm behind a Substitute most of the time. I think that's the move. I think it's Reflect, swap to Raikou, and then set up. Oh, but it can break it with Brick Break. Oh, I totally forgot about that. I don't know why it countered there. I'm sure it has logic to do that. Yeah. So it's just going to use Brick Break now. That was dumb. That makes me wonder if I should just do Heracross. And then I could like attract Bulk Up. Yeah, maybe that's the move. Let's try that. It counters again. Why? Okay. Confused, that's great. Still no confuse. Okay, so now I'm +2 attack defense. The Reflect is gone. I still don't one-shot with Mega Horn. So I think I probably Bulk Up one more time. Especially considering it has counter. Again, Jesus. Alright, so at least we're not confused. Okay, so now I'm +3. And I can one-shot with Mega Horn. I think that's probably the move. I guess maybe there's an argument to, like, fully power up with 3 more bulk ups, but I don't know. I'm risking a crit. I'm rolling the dice a little bit by doing that. I'm just gonna Mega Horn. Blaziken. Okay. I think I should be fine. Well, unless it outspeeds me. And there is no Blaziken that outspeeds me. That's awesome. I guess Blaziken 3 could endure. How does endure work? Oh, okay. Alright, so there's basically no chance. It's gonna, like, probably see a kill with Overheat. Right, if it's... Let's look at Blaziken 3. Yeah, it'll see a kill with Overheat and use Overheat. And I can just one-shot with Earthquake. There's... If it's Blaziken 1, then it could Quick Claw. It could hit a Quick Claw. Blaziken 1, that would take out Heracross. But then I just send in Suicune, and it's not a huge deal. Probably. So it's like a 1 in 25 chance that it's Blaziken 1 and it gets a Quick Claw. And if I send in Suicune on that, then I don't know, it could Sunny Day, and then I don't kill it with Surf, and then so many things would have to go wrong. No, I'm just gonna Earthquake. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's 1 in 25. Discounted it. There it is. God damn it. Okay, well, this is Blaziken 1. Alright, so now let's... God, that sucks. It's on freaking no land, too. If it's Raikou... That's with no sun? That's how much damage... Oh, okay. That's still way more damage than I would have thought. I think it's the same thing. I think it would have to Quick Claw again, and then Sunny Day, and then Quick Claw again, and hit a Flamethrower crit. Like, that's just not gonna happen. I mean, I shouldn't say not gonna happen, because it just got the 1 in 25, but I think this is Suicune. Alright, cool. Alright, what do we got in the back? Steelix. Okay, that is interesting. Because... Alright. this is huge because we know it's not Steelix 4 or whatever, which has explosion. However, Raikou is completely useless against this thing. So I need to preserve Suicune at all costs.